The danger from the so-called comet Ison has been played down, if mentioned at all, by the mainstream media. I understand this object will come much closer to Earth than admitted by NASA. Also, from December, Earth will be entering Ison's debris field, with the danger of very large space rocks and asteroids raining down on Earth. But could this object, Ison, be the harbinger of doom predicted? Carlos Munoz Ferrada, astronomer, scientist and seismologist, who for half a century has amazed the world with his astronomical and geophysical predictions, has now issued a stark warning to the world. Hercolubus, or better known as Planet X Nibiru, is about to unleash destruction on an unimaginable scale. He warns this cosmic electrically charged comet planet will interact very badly with our planet, causing mass destruction and a geological pole shift very soon, and will come within 14 million kilometers of Earth. Here's what this amazing astronomer scientist said in an interview. This report originates from forum.thechaniproject.com, title Mysteries and Enigmas, and it was taken from Hercolubus is Coming, Carlos Munoz Ferrada, and this transcript was released on June the 20th, 2013. Carlos Munoz Ferrada, astronomer, scientist and seismologist, for more than half a century he has amazed the world with his astronomical and geophysical predictions. One of his most astonishing predictions was published in the newspaper El Sur from Concepcion of Thursday, January the 19th, 1939. That day he predicted that on January the 24th of that year at 7:10 p.m. an earthquake would devastate Chile, but no one believed. Indeed, with only 4 hours apart, his prediction was fulfilled. At 11:29 p.m. for 18 seconds, Chile shook. A major earthquake destroyed 5 provinces in southern Chile, killing 40,000 people. The people were terrorized and everything was destroyed. In the minds of those who survived, there was the memory of the man who had announced it a few days before. The predictions of Munoz Ferrada continued to confirm as time went by. A series of earthquakes between May the 21st and 25th, 1960, the powerful tsunami that reached Alaska, the great earthquake of 1965 in Lingua, and the earthquake in 1985 in Valparaiso, Chile, are some of his correct predictions that modern scientists haven't been able to explain yet. With his dynamic geoscience, this genius scientist has surpassed all laws of modern astronomy. Through his calculations, not only predicted numerous earthquakes, geothermal explosions and climate changes in all parts of the world, he also discovered new comets and planets, deciphering their trajectories, mass brightness, color, sidereal coordinates and orbital motions with amazing accuracy. Before being seen by the large telescopes in the world, this generated an astonishment in the world, leading to the Royal Astronomical Society of London to reshape its policy, stating that due to the unusual case of Mr. Munoz Ferrada, all new comets would take the name of the one who first calculated and not from the one who discovered it by chance with a telescope. Munoz Ferrada was also the first to give knowledge about the trajectory and disturbances the famous Halley's Comet would go through in its passage through the solar system. He indicated that at the last second the comet would alter the speed and go close to the Sun. Indeed, on February the 12th, 1996, that really happened. The bright comet got ahead 36 hours in its orbital and spent more time near the Sun to 85 million kilometers. After 59 years of research, this great scientist struggled against the foundation of modern astronomy and in his 90 years old, he breaks his silence to reveal the trajectory and the terrible consequences that very soon Hercolubus, the comet planet, as he calls it, will have on our world. Interviewer: it is very interesting that you did a study and traced with calculations and all the orbit of this comet planet. That you say it's a comet planet because its movement is not a normal thing. Carlos Ferrada: no, that it has different speeds. It's a comet planet because it has an elliptical orbit like a comet, and because it has great mass as a planet, and that's why I call it comet planet, and it is a planet with a tail. Narration: Manos Ferrada explains that this great star approaching, loaded with cosmic energy, does not respect the established laws of celestial mechanics. It has an elliptical orbit and travels between our sun and a black sun that is 32 billion kilometers away. Interviewer: so here in this chart you show us that on this side is the Earth, our Earth's orbit around the sun. Carlos Ferrada: yes, sir. Interviewer: and he enters the orbit here, passing very close to our Earth. Carlos Ferrada: 14 million kilometers away. Interviewer: 14 kilometers, so here is, in your chart, you show us the dead star, the dead sun. Carlos Ferrada: this one. Interviewer: and around this dead sun it rotates. Carlos Ferrada: here at 92 kilometers per second. Interviewer: so in this addition to these 92 kilometers per second, it has another speed which is more terrifying, isn't it? Carlos Ferrada: it has 3 speeds. Narration: Manos Ferrada confirms that this planet travels at 3 speeds, one around the black sun at 92 kilometers per second, another close to our sun at 76 kilometers per second, and a third full speed. Carlos Ferrada: the full speed it keeps for half the orbit at 300 kilometers per second. That is 1,000th the speed of light. Interviewer: it's very fast. Narration: soon events will take place that will allow Hercolubus to be seen with the naked eye. Carlos Ferrada: this body will not go unnoticed. Everyone will see. Interviewer: there will be a lot of confusion. Carlos Ferrada: more than confusion. Interviewer: and they will give many interpretations about it. Carlos Ferrada: many. Narration: astronomers will say that what we will see is Mars or any other planet, but in reality it's Hercolubus. Interviewer: what consequences will it bring to our planet? Carlos Ferrada: the most terrifying, and then everyone holds up as they can. Narration: Manos Ferrada predicts 3 major earthquakes. Carlos Ferrada: I've calculated 3 triangulated spots of high approach seismicity: the northern Mediterranean coast between France and Spain, the southern Pacific coast from Valparaiso to Alcreba, and Java, Sumatra, and Borneo. 3 spots. These spots will go through earthquakes of volcanic nature. Narration: Hercolubus will cause devastating earthquakes and a great transformation. Carlos Ferrada: the large gravitational field that brings this new star, which hasn't penetrated for 13,000, and that 13,000 years ago were the times of the lost Atlantis, has resonance and effects that produce reflection and weaknesses, will cause a big change. Interviewer: this big change, it is since 1940, isn't it, that you have studied this star? Here are 59 years of documentation, and that major change, is it a human change? And besides, the Earth, because it indicates a pole shift. Carlos Ferrada: is geophysical and human. Interviewer: and it is said that there will be a change of the Earth's magnetic poles. Carlos Ferrada: there are so many things, which is unfortunate. Mankind is not ready. The changes come, the destruction comes, and above all will affect humanity in its existence, in its productions, and in its own substances. Edited by Nexus Editor on the 4th of September